So here's the big question we're tackling today. Is Maryville, Tennessee still the smart move it used to be? It's a huge question for anyone looking at East Tennessee. And in this explainer, we're going to dig into the evidence and find out what the answer looks like for 2026. Not too long ago, Maryville just exploded. It became this massive relocation hotspot. You had families, retirees, remote workers. I mean, it felt like everyone was taking a serious look at this Blount County city. But, when a place gets that popular, things can change. So, has all that attention and growth actually changed the equation? Let's find out. Okay, so before we can figure out if Maryville is still a great move, we've got to rewind a bit. Why did everyone start flocking there in the first place? What was the original case for moving to Maryville?
Yeah, it was kind of like the perfect storm of appeal. It all started on this super solid foundation, right? You've got great schools and really safe neighborhoods. Then you layer on Tennessee's massive financial trump card, no state income tax. Add to that this perfect balance, a smaller town vibe, but with easy access to everything in Knoxville. And oh yeah, unbelievable outdoor recreation and a downtown you can actually walk around in. It's really no surprise the word got out.
All right, let's get down to brass tacks. The money. For most of us, this is where the decision really gets made, isn't it? So what does the financial situation in Marysville actually look like as we head into 2026? And this number right here, this is the big one, the headliner, 0%. For anyone with a job, for any retiree, having no state income tax has a dramatic impact on your bottom line, not just once, but year after year. It's a huge piece of the financial puzzle. But it's not just the income tax, The whole financial picture here is pretty solid. Property taxes in Blount County are considered pretty moderate. Your utility costs are generally stable and predictable. Even gas prices often dip below the national average. Plus, having those major healthcare systems right next door in Knoxville really helps keep potential health costs in check. It all just adds up. Okay, but what about the biggest expense of all? Housing. Well, good news. The absolute frenzy is over. The market in 2026 is way more balanced. There's more inventory, which means buyers actually have choices, and the conditions for negotiating are so much healthier. Now, prices are still strong, don't get me wrong, but you're not diving into those chaotic bidding wars we saw just a few years ago. All right, so the numbers can look great on paper, but you've got to actually live in a place, day in and day out. So let's shift gears and investigate the quality of life. All that stuff that makes a place really feel like home. I saw this quote in our research, and it hits the nail on the head. Grounded and connected. That's the vibe. It isn't about being flashy or trendy. It's about a specific kind of lifestyle that's focused on community and accessibility. So what does that actually look like on the ground? Well, this is how they do it. These are the pillars holding up that feeling. You've got a real, honest-to-goodness walkable downtown with local restaurants and shops, not just a bunch of chains. The Greenway system is a huge deal for daily life. It connects neighborhoods, parks, and schools. There are tons of parks and rec programs for all ages. And of course, you're literally just a few minutes from the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. These aren't just features. They're the core infrastructure of your daily life there. And then, of course, you have the schools. For a lot of families, this is the main event. Maryville City Schools have this powerhouse reputation for academics, and that's a massive driver for people moving in. But think about this. It's not just about the classroom. Great schools create consistent, stable demand for housing, which helps protect your property value over the long haul. It's a key part of the whole investment. And this leads us to what is, for so many people, the ultimate crossroads. It's usually not just, should I move to Maryville? More often, it's, should I choose Maryville or Knoxville? This is the head-to-head showdown. And when you put them side by side, the differences really pop. Let's look at the vibe. In Maryville, you've got suburban calm. In Knoxville, it's all urban energy. For housing, Maryville means larger lots, more space to breathe. Knoxville's going to be more compact living, more condos. You're basically picking your pace. Quieter and residential versus faster and more dynamic. It's a classic trade-off. The downtown charm and parks of Maryville versus the major venues and nightlife of Knoxville. There's no right or wrong here, just what's right for you. I mean, it really boils down to this one simple idea. You choose Knoxville if you want to live in the middle of the action. You choose Maryville if you want to be able to access the action whenever you want, and then head back home to some peace and quiet. Okay, we've looked at the money, the lifestyle, the big Knoxville comparison. Let's bring it all home. What's the final verdict for 2026? What does all the evidence tell us? Look, no place is perfect for everybody, right? We got to be real about the potential downsides. If you're looking for that dense, urban, walkable to a nightclub lifestyle, Maryville is not it. And yes, all that growth has meant more traffic during rush hour. It's not LA, but it's busier than it was. And while the market as a whole has cooled, the most sought-after neighborhoods, they can still be pretty competitive. You just have to go in with your eyes open.
So with all that in mind, who is Maryville really for? Who's going to thrive there? Well, the evidence points to a few clear groups. Families who are putting those top-tier schools and a real sense of community at the top of their list, retirees who want manageable costs, great healthcare nearby, and an active lifestyle, remote workers who value having more space and a higher quality of life over a short commute, and of course, move-up buyers already in the area who want more house for their money while staying close to Knoxville.
And what about the future? Is this a good long-term bet? All the signs point to a really stable future. You've got the key ingredients. The whole region is growing, the school system acts as a powerful anchor, and there's ongoing investment in infrastructure. That all positions Maryville really well for steady, long-term value.
So after all of our digging, what's the one word that sums up Maryville in 2026? It's balance. A balance between cost and quality of life. A balance between that small-town feel and big city access, and a balance between a quiet, grounded lifestyle and having tons of recreation at your fingertips. Our investigation shows that the equation has changed, but the answer is still positive. The only question left is that the right balance for you?